Hello, everybody. I'm back as I promised I would be with the AI Breach Report, Wednesday 25th June and Friday 27th June 2026. Yesterday I put out the weekly summary of the daily business intelligence brief. So, good evening and welcome to the AI Breach Report, the podcast that cuts through the noise and delivers what businesses and business owners, senior leaders actually need to know about AI related threats in plain language with clear actions. May I do my part? It's part if the audience appreciates, they can subscribe to at Frederick Wakuliaka 4561. Those who I have many friends, enemies, and well wishers. Those who do not appreciate what I do, it is free choice. Those who do appreciate can subscribe and continue to tune in when I put out my 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 output. My output is based on my newsletters and what I post on LinkedIn to do with cybersecurity, business intelligence, and AI security. So I'm talking from a point of view of somebody who knows what I'm talking about and what I'm good at. So it's a person's choice not to listen or not to listen. It doesn't bother me. So I'm Frederick Wakuliaka, founder of Frederick Cybersecurity, protecting medium enterprises in financial services, professional services, and healthcare. This week's edition covers two publication dates, Wednesday the 25th and Friday the 27th of June 2026. Wednesday was our incident edition. Friday was our defense edition. We are going to walk through all three stories, what happened, what it means for your business, those who will actually listen. It affects your business. I'm giving you insights every week and every day. I do this. So those who listen can benefit. Those who don't listen can go to hell. So what it means for your business and exactly what you need to do about it. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. You can find the full written report on LinkedIn. Links are there. If you are on LinkedIn, you can find them. If you are not on LinkedIn, well, I'm not yet on other platforms. I'm on Substack and I'm getting a lot of good input. I found my Substack audience is coming to me from Substack. I'm not migrating anyone from LinkedIn. I'm building up on Substack and it's a good crowd. So I'm going to move there eventually. This week, we had three significant threats land at once. A 29-year-old vulnerability hiding inside millions of business networks. A media file that can silently take over any machine that opens it. And a WhatsApp message that installs a professional remote access tool on your devices without you knowing it is there. Let us start with the oldest flaw of the three. Story 1, Squid Bleed, CVE 2026 to 47729. The first story is called Squid Bleed. And the reason it matters is that it has been sitting inside a piece of software your organization may be running right now for 29 years. Squid is a proxy server. If you are not familiar with the term, a proxy server sits between your staff and the internet. It controls what websites they can access, filters traffic, and helps protect your network. Many medium enterprises run Squid, and many more use it without realizing it because it is embedded inside larger network appliances and firewalls from major vendors. Researchers at California Security Research discovered a heap memory vulnerability in Squid's FTP gateway. The technical term is a heap overread. In plain language, it means that when Squid handles certain types of connection, through its FTP channel, it accidentally reads more memory than it should. And that extra memory it reads contains real data from other active sessions passing through the same proxy. What kind of data? Credentials, session tokens, API keys, anything that happened to be sitting in that memory space at that moment. This vulnerability carries the identifier CVE 2026477729. At the time the Wednesday edition was published, there was no confirmed in the wild exploitation. But that window between disclosure and exploitation is shrinking every year. And this one is particularly dangerous because the flow has existed since 1996. That means any Squid installation that has not been rebuilt from scratch in the past few years is likely vulnerable. The interim mitigation is to disable FTP inside your Squid configuration file, specifically by removing or commenting out the FTP gateway settings in squid.config. If you are not running Squid directly and rely on a managed firewall or network appliance, you need to contact your supplier this week and ask specifically whether your device uses Squid and whether it is patched. Do not assume your vendor has already handled this. Assume they have not and ask the question. Story 2 of the AI breach report Wednesday was Pixel Smash CVE 20268461. The second story is called Pixel Smash, and this one should concern any organization where staff receive, process, or share video and image files, which in 2026 means almost every business on the planet. Regardless, FFmpeg is a piece of software that converts, plays, and processes media files. It is the engine underneath an enormous number of applications your organization may be running: Jellyfin, Nextcloud, EMBY, Kodi, OBS Studio, Photo Prism. If any of these names are familiar to you, Pixel Smash is directly relevant. The vulnerability was discovered by JFrog Security Research. It sits inside the Magic YUV decoder, a component that handles a specific type of video compression used in high-quality recordings. When FFmpeg processes a crafted AVI MKVO move file, a media file that has been deliberately modified by an attacker, it triggers a heap overflow. In plain language, the software writes data into a memory location it was not supposed to touch, and that gives an attacker the ability to execute their own code on the machine doing the processing. So this is the process. This is remote code execution. It means an attacker does not need to be on your network, does not need your credentials, and does not need your permission. They send a file, you open it on your system processes it. Automatically, they are in your system now. The CVSS security score is 8.8 out of 10. The fix is available. FFmpeg version 8.81.2 was released on the 17th of June 2026 and patches this flaw. If you are running any application built on FFmpeg, you need to check whether that application has updated its underlying FFF MPEG dependency. And if it has not, you need to push the vendor to do so immediately. This is what I tell all my clients who pay me to find solutions. So me, I give this information for free, but I have people who pay and respect what I tell them, and they are doing okay. So I'm not bothered if people think I'm forcing this on them. It's up to you. I have already people who pay me to do all this. So one important note, Plex is not affected by this vulnerability. If Plex is your primary media platform, you do not need to act on this specific flow. But if you are running any of the other platforms I mentioned, treat this as urgent. This is my free advice. That's why I do these videos. I try to give back. Story 3. WhatsApp VB script campaign management endpoint central RMM backdoor. The third story is the one that concerns me most for medium enterprises. Medium enterprises are my bread and butter, and they're the ones I'm most concerned about. So, because it exploits something no firewall can block, trust your staff placing messages from people they know. This is an active campaign. Attackers are distributing malicious VB script files through WhatsApp direct messages. A VB script file looks in the file manager on a Windows machine like a script or automation file. Staff who receive it and double-click it, believing it came from a trusted contact, trigger a silent installation process. What gets installed is Manage Engine Endpoint Central. Now here is what makes this particularly dangerous. Manage Engine Endpoint Central is a legitimate professional remote access and device management tool. It is not malware in the traditional sense. It is software that IT teams use to manage fleets of devices. But in this campaign, the attackers configure it to connect back to their own infrastructure, not yours. Once it is installed, they have full remote access to that machine and potentially to everything on your network that machine can reach. It's brilliant on their part. This technique is called living off the land. Attackers use legitimate software to avoid triggering your antivirus and endpoint detection tools. Because those tools are looking for malware, not for professional IT management software. The infrastructure overlaps in this campaign have been linked to Chinese affiliated threat actors. That's what it is alleged. That does not mean this is a state-sponsored attack against your specific organization. It means the tradecraft is sophisticated, the campaign is resourced, and the targeting is deliberate. Your immediate actions are threefold. First, instruct your staff today that no script of any kind, VBS script, PowerShell, batch file, received through any messaging application should ever be opened. No exceptions. Second, check whether Manage Engine Endpoint Central is installed on any device in your organization that your IT team did not put there. If it is present and unaccounted for, treat that machine as a compromised machine. Third, review your application whitelisting policy. Legitimate remote access tools should only be installable by authorized personnel. Part 2. I'm going to part 2, which is the defense. what which comes out every Friday in my newsletter for those who follow and bother to read it. The Defense Friday edition is solutions to what has come out on Wednesday, which are the problems which I've enumerated above. So Wednesday was about understanding the threat. Friday is about what you do next. We are not going back over the attack mechanics. I've already done that. You heard those in part one. This section is entirely about the actions your organization needs to take right now. These are the remedies, to put it in simple remedies, or the solutions to what I've talked about in the part one. So we talked about squid bleed. Now we are talking about the defense to counter squid bleed's impunity. On squid bleed, your first action is to find out whether squid proxy is running anywhere in your environment. Do not assume your IT team knows. Many squid installations are embedded inside third-party appliances and are invisible unless you specifically look for them. If you run squid directly, disable the FTP gateway immediately, edit squid.config, and remove or comment out any FTP-related configuration. Restart the service, confirm the change has taken effect. If you use a managed network appliance, a firewall from any vendor, contact that vendor this week with a specific question. Does your product include Squid Proxy? And have you issued a patch for CVE 2026-47729? Do not accept a generic assurance. Ask for a version number and a patch confirmation. Until you have that confirmation, assume the flow is present and treat your proxy traffic as potentially exposed. That means rotating any credentials or API keys that have passed through your proxy in the past 30 days. Pixel Smash Defense. We talked about Squid Bleed Defense. Now we are going to Pixel Smash Defense. So on Pixel Smash, the patch exists. FFmpeg 812 resolves this. FFmpeg 8.1.2 resolves this. Your task is to map every application in your environment that uses FFmpeg and confirm whether that application's vendor has updated to 8.1.2 or later. This includes any media server, file sharing platform, content management system, or collaboration tool that handles video or image conversion. If the vendor has not updated your options, to restrict what file types can be uploaded or processed through that system. Or to temporarily suspend the media processing functionality until the patch is applied. Suspend the media processing functionality until the patch is applied. Block inbound magic you've encoded files. Magic you've encoded files at your email gateway and file transfer points if your security tooling supports file type filtering at that level of granularity. And remind your staff, a media file from an unknown or unexpected source is not a safe file just because it looks like a video. The file extension tells you nothing about what is inside it. WhatsApp VB script campaign defense. On the WhatsApp campaign, this is where your human layer is the most important control you have. Send a communication to all staff today, not next week, today. The message should be simple. Do not open any script file received through WhatsApp, Signal, Teams, email, or any other messaging platform, regardless of who sent it. If a colleague sends you a file and you are not expecting it, call them on the phone before opening it. A compromised account can send files that look like they came from someone you trust. On the technical side, audit your endpoint estate for managed engine endpoint central installations that were not authorized by your IT team. If you find any, isolate that machine from the network immediately and begin an incident response process. Review your application control policy. Remote management tools should be on a strict whitelist. If your policy currently allows staff to install software without IT approval, that needs to change this week. So this is the closing summary, because I have to get back on and prepare the weekend intelligence brief video because I released it yesterday earlier. I don't want to have to come back in the week and give the weekend intelligence brief video like I did for last week. This week it ends today. Everything is coming out today, Sunday, so I can concentrate on the daily intelligence brief until the Friday when I summarize everything. So I follow only what content I give out, and I thoroughly explain my content that comes out with regard to what's happening in the real world of business intelligence, AI security, and cyber security. That's my forte, and I only present facts, not fiction. So if you are looking for fiction, go elsewhere. Now, one, Squid Bleed, a 29-year-old flaw in Squid Proxy, is leaking credentials. I'm concentrating on three things you need to take away. I first start with Squid Bleed. It's a 29-year-old flaw in Squid Proxy is leaking credentials and session tokens from shared network environments. Find out if Squid is running in your network. Contact your appliance vendors and rotate exposed credentials. 2. Pixel Smash. A media file can silently take over any machine running any unpatched version of FFmpeg, audit your media handling applications, push vendors to update and restrict unknown file types at the gateway. 3. The WhatsApp campaign. Attackers are using WhatsApp to deliver a legitimate remote access tool as a backdoor. It's happened to me. It's happened to me twice. So it's not a joke. Communicate with your staff today, audit your endpoints for unauthorized installations, and tighten your application control policy. Cybersecurity is not a technology problem. It is a business risk problem. And the organizations that treat it as a board level priority are the ones that survive incidents that destroy others. If you want to understand where your organization stands on these threats, visit frederickcybersecurity.com and get in touch. We serve medium enterprises in financial services. I know my website is not really up to the standard I would like, and in the next 3 weeks, I'm revamping it. So it is going to be better for business and for people who want to contact me. It will show all the professional services we provide. So we serve medium enterprises in financial services, professional services, and healthcare. We speak in plain language, not jargon, like I'm talking to you in plain language, not jargon. The full written reports for both Wednesday and Friday are on LinkedIn at the moment. I plan to diversify my newsletter to other platforms, not LinkedIn alone. This is in the process. Rome was not built in a day. I'm doing things a step at a time. So the link sign on LinkedIn, those who are on LinkedIn can find them on on my LinkedIn profile. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss an edition. You can subscribe to at Frederick Wakuliaka 4561 on YouTube so you never miss, because I tell it as it is with what I print out. It comes back to you, and even perhaps the video is even more detailed for you to understand. Frederick Cybersecurity on LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram. I'm not really active. I'm trying to study how to make myself active because there is a lot of people out there with all kinds of things. May I want to concentrate on things which I'm good at and that I'm promoting. So I'm trying to figure out how to do it on those platforms. Well, I do post on Facebook. That is also another platform I don't understand, but I just post. I'm Frederick Wakuliaka. Stay protected. I'll see you again next video, which is coming out in the next hour. So be safe. Keep safe.